What's good? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. The topic for today is how to eliminate approach anxiety. Simplified steps on how you can do that. So, approach anxiety. First of all, let's define this. Approach anxiety is essentially when you see a woman you want to approach, that you find attractive, and all of a sudden you start to get anxious, you start to get nervous, right? There's different levels of it. Maybe for some people, they just get a little nervous. For some people, literally, it's like crippling anxiety. They can't move, start sweating, right? Start breathing fast. Man, it's different levels. But the point is when you see a woman you want to approach, you find her attractive, but you don't feel very confident about it. You actually feel nervous. You feel timid. You don't feel like you should do it. So, I've dealt with this. When I started my journey of going out and approaching women, I had to deal with approach anxiety. And approach anxiety never really goes away 100%. There's still like a little bit of it there. It's basically a signal to let you know that you find the person attractive. So obviously there should be a little anxiety or excitement, whatever you want to call it, that notifies you that you like the person. So that's normal. However, when it's like a high level where you can't approach the girl, that's when it becomes unhealthy. So what I found, the best way to handle approach anxiety, or basically the way I do it, is you have to change your state. So you're feeling an emotion, right? You're feeling, nervous or shy or timid or whatever at the thought of approaching this woman. So you want to change that state. So I use humor. Okay, I changed my state to a humorous state, a lighthearted state, playful state, even childish. I would use the word childish because it's a carefree state. When you think about approaching this woman, what happens is we get all serious because we're like so outcome dependent. Oh, I have to get her number. I have to make her like me. And it's not true. You don't have to do any of that. All you need to do is just say hi. And so what I'll do to get out of this state is I will actually do something that's gonna put me in a humorous state. And what I found that works the best is basically you have to go and self-amuse yourself, right? So one of the things I used to do is if I found myself getting too serious and feeling approach anxiety and nervous about approaching a woman, I would go up to her, I would approach her, and I would say something with the intention of just amusing myself or getting rejected or basically embarrassing myself. Now, why would I do that? Because when I do that, it puts me in a carefree spirit, a humorous vibe. It's like, okay, obviously I don't take this shit seriously because I'm just doing some, saying some crazy, comment or something. Like I'll go up to the girl and I'll say, hey, excuse me, my name's Mr. Potato Head. What's your name? I'll say something stupid like that. And that will put me in a humorous state of mind because I just said some silly shit, and she's gonna, if she has a sense of humor, she'll probably laugh too, and now I just created like a cool, fun little vibe, right? Sometimes I could just do that one time and my state is changed. I no longer am in this anxious, nervous mood anymore. Now I'm in a playful spirit, or maybe I need to do it a couple more times, usually 1 to 3 times. So if I approach 3, it doesn't have to be a woman, it could be anyone. I could approach someone and just say something silly, right? I could go up to them and start singing my ABCs, or I can go up to them and, say, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Or I could go up to them and say, hey man, when's the last time you did a backflip or something? Just the whole point is you go up and you just say something ridiculous, and this is gonna get you out of your head. Okay, because you're basically proving to yourself that you don't care. You see, it's one thing to say, oh, I don't care, I don't give a shit, I don't, but it's another thing to actually like take an action associated with that. So if you want to get in a humorous state, you have to actually take humorous actions, right? So that's what I do. Like if I feel myself feeling approach anxiety and nervous and shit like that, I just do something that's gonna get me out of my head as fast as possible. Right? Something that I can do, right? So, as I said, like you have simple little things you can do. Go up and say, hey, my name is Mr. Potato Head, or I don't know, something that's funny to you. You got to find something that's funny to you. Like in the moment, I'll think of something I think is funny, right? I might go up and say, hey man, anywhere where I can get some ripe bananas, just something to just, out of the blue or whatever. But it needs to be something that you find funny, right? So, sometimes I would go up and say, I'll go and ask people if they know where the nearest strip club is, like randomly, like, because I think that's kind of funny, right? Like, why are you asking me about a strip club? Why don't you just Google it on your phone, So stuff like that, because what you want to do is you want to shift your state. It's as simple as that. Like, approach anxiety, it comes from this place of seriousness, right? If you weren't so serious about the situation, you wouldn't experience approach anxiety, right? So you want to get out of that serious state of mind and get into a playful vibe, a childlike spirit, lighthearted. And so it's literally just putting out this humorous energy, this humorous communication, this lighthearted communication, playful. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, if you do this, for me, it just takes maybe one time. I just approach one person and say something silly, and it gets me out of my head, and I'm able to kind of do my thing. Sometimes it may take 2 or 3, whatever. But the point is, you're detaching from the outcome. You're actually looking to create some tension in the moment because you're saying something that's silly. So obviously, you're not really trying to get someone's validation or approval or anything. You're just saying something because you think it's funny. So self-amusement, okay, is the shift you want to make. You want to shift from, oh, I'm trying to pick a girl up or I'm trying to get a girl's number, to I want to amuse myself, okay? I want to actually have a good time. I want to make myself laugh. I want to make myself feel good. I don't want to be dependent on the other person's reaction to me in order to feel good. You know what I mean? So it's basically you take the power. Okay, that the whole approach anxiety is because you're giving your power away, right? You're basically saying, basically what you're saying is, okay, I want this girl to like me. I want the interaction to go good. I want this. So now you're nervous because you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, Whereas if you just focus more on being self-amusing, on, laughing or having a fun interaction or playful interaction or, just having a good time, now the pressure's off of you. You know what I mean? And you'll actually have a much higher chance of picking a woman up by doing that because she doesn't want you coming up to her all serious. She doesn't want you coming up to her all serious, like mechanical, like trying to get her number. She's not going to give it to you. You got to walk up to her like carefree, just good vibes, right? Because, think about it. Would you want somebody approaching you all serious, like trying to get something from you, trying to pick you up? You wouldn't really want that. You would prefer someone to just be on some good vibes. Just maybe a person be kind of funny or something, or just chill, relax. You know what I mean? Detached from the outcome. They just put a comment out there and they can walk away. You know what I mean? You don't want somebody that's like on a mission, coming up to you on a mission to get something from you. That shit is weird, man. So basically the goal here, or the advice here is, if you're feeling approach anxiety, you're feeling nervous, it's an emotion, it's a state that you're in, and you just need to shift the state, right? So you need to have this awareness that you actually have the power to shift your state. Some people, they don't realize, they think once they're in a state or a certain emotion that they have to stay like that. It's not true. You can change it, right, by taking actions associated with the state you want to be in, right? So for example, if I always like to use this example, sometimes I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and sometimes I wake up and I feel tired or whatever. So instead of me like just being tired and just staying in that state, I'll turn on some affirmations that says, I am powerful, I wake up on time, I feel good, I feel strong, I feel, because that works for me. Affirmations help me change my state. Then what do I do next? I go and exercise. There's no way I go and start exercising and I'm gonna still feel tired. It's impossible, actually, because I know my blood is pumping and, like I'm starting to break a sweat. Like my whole state is gonna change. So I do the same thing when it comes to approaching women. It's like, if I don't like the state that I'm in, when I'm about to approach her, I take an action. I do something that's gonna change my state. And I go for a humorous state. I go for a self-amusing state. I go for a playful, lighthearted state, because that's the state that works the best when it comes to, approaching women or approaching anyone. Nobody wants to be approached by somebody that's all serious and stiff. Okay, it's just weird. Okay, it's awkward. It's obvious to them that you have some agenda here. Whereas when a person's playful and chill and relaxed, it's like, okay, this is a cool dude. So you'll be willing to at least listen to what they have to say. And same thing, you approach a woman with that vibe, she's more likely to listen to you, or get involved in the interaction. Okay, so that's the advice on how to eliminate approach anxiety. Okay, you do not have to be a slave to approach anxiety. You can do something about it, and you can apply this advice. All right, if you would like to get rid of your fear of approaching women, your fear of rejection, your fear of being judged by people watching you and all this stuff, and you want to get your social skills up, your confidence up, just be the most attractive version of yourself, join the Unbreakable Beast Tribe. I'll leave a link to the group, and I'll see you inside. Peace.